Hey everybody, and
Hey,
happy holidays. We were doing a special horror holiday live. Friend of the show returning, Norin. Hi,
thank you for
Norin.
having me. Thank you for inviting me. I was binging holiday horror the last few days, so I'm totally ready. And I got, like I said, some of my physical media here, so it's gonna be fun.
You're gonna be more fresh than me. I haven't been able to binge that much, so you're gonna be leading the show then.
Okay, thank you.
No pressure, no pressure. But yeah, no, this is, and I was trying to remember. We did one other live, right? Did we do the Scream live together? Was that
Yes, that was the one that we did. Yeah, from with Voices with Angel and everything, and we talked about all the Scream rankings and our
yeah?
favorite Scream moments and stuff.
That was the other live that we did. Okay, yeah, that was one. So I was like, after that, I was like, I knew I had to do another live with you.
Cool.
Yeah. So this time of year, I think fans have really been craving more holiday horror. I just feel like that's been such big part of the conversation. Have you noticed that too?
Yeah, I feel like over the last couple years, it's like Christmas has absorbed the horror Halloween thing too. You know what I mean? And like so many people that love Halloween, you kind of get those hangover blues like after Halloween's gone because you got to wait a whole nother year for that time of year. And now they've kind of just like taken Christmas over and they're like, nah, there's Christmas horror too. So we're just going to take over that holiday as well.
Absolutely. It's a 3-month holiday. That's for sure.
Yeah. And
Well,
that's
I
what's cool
mean,
too. Eli Ross Thanksgiving just came out, like you
yeah,
said. Now we have basically a good solid 3 months of all kinds of stuff.
movie for every occasion. Well, now what don't we have? Is there an Easter horror movie?
Yeah, there's a couple like was it Critters 2 takes place on Easter, and
Okay.
but there's only like one sequence in it with the Easter bunny. And then there was the Bunny Man Massacre, which is a movie that I watched last year, which is very, very bad. I don't recommend it, but
Doesn't
it's kind of like
sound great just by the title.
yeah, it's kind of like a knockoff, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre Wrong Turn meets Easter.
Right, right. But you know what? It could is it at least bad in a fun way?
There are moments where the acting is so campy and so bad, like you know what I mean. You can laugh at it because the villains go all the way balls to the wall for it.
Right, right. But that's fun at least then.
Yeah. So,
And
like I
then
said, for oh, what were you gonna say? Go ahead, Steve.
no, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, no, other than Easter, I mean, I know it's not technically a holiday movie for or base, but every 4th of July I watch I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, not yeah, that's true. That's what I was big. I watched that actually twice this year, and I was like, oh, I was like, I totally spaced it until I watched it the 2 times this year. I was like, it's the 4th of July movie. I was like, hell yeah.
No, but it's just sort of I love the counter position, right? I mean, I think that's why horror does so well with like a holiday themed movie. Especially with like
Yeah,
something like Christmas, right? It's just sort of like this forced joy, right? This joyfulness, right? Or like commercialized happiness, right?
yeah. Oh, that's what's it's like prime for the picking for so many good directors and writers just to write those moments because you got very tense moments with family dinners or going out and shopping or having to rush to get your kid a gift. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many different kind of elements and things you can play with.
Stuff that's really relatable, right? I mean,
Oh
granted, yeah, not everyone celebrates Christmas, but I think just holiday shopping in general, right? Like, no matter what the holiday is or the occasion, there's just sort of like this idea, this stress of family getting together that you can really play with. The financial pressures, right? Like, there's a reason why depression spikes in the holidays, right?
oh yeah, it's true. It's just it's really like said, commercialized, just forced on you kind of thing. And then for horror movies to come in and just play with that and they're able to have satirical comedy in these movies as well. I think that's great because I'm a horror comedy fan, so I love how Christmas horror films they tend to have like these really underlying satirical comical moments in them.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It's just like, yeah. Angel might disagree with you there. She's not crazy about horror comedy, but me and
That's
her
how I
debate a
remember.
little bit about that all the time.
Oh
Um, but yeah, I'm with you on that train. I'm full. I'm all aboard. But I mean, I guess before we get into some of like our holiday favorites, what do you guys typically do for the holidays? What are like your usual holiday plans?
So typically in my household, we do all of our stuff we celebrate on Christmas Eve. So Christmas Day is kind of like our it's over, just chill, just enjoy your gifts, don't do anything kind of thing. You know what I mean? Christmas Eve
Yeah.
and eat leftovers. So Christmas Eve is when we do our dinner and we open all our gifts that night and everything like that. And then in terms of movies, traditionally wise, for me, movies, I always have to do Black Christmas because that's the granddaddy, that's the OG. So I have to watch that one. And my other one I typically watch is Gremlins. Those are like the two
Oh.
mainstays when it comes to the Christmas Day, and then Home Alone too, even though it's not a horror movie, but
Mhm.
I love Home Alone. I eat up Kevin McAllister, and it's just amazing.
That's awesome. I mean, you picked well, Home Alone. I will watch. You know, Home Alone's funny. I don't think I watch either of them. And I say either just because I only think about the first two. I know there's more than the two, but I think maybe I saw the third one once. I,
Well,
but I
yeah,
don't know. I remember he just
they're
had a
bad.
little like remote control car, right? I don't know,
Yeah,
but the second one's the best. You know, I think my husband and I quote the bird lady every year. You know,
yeah.
we just go around going, "Merry Christmas, Kevin."
Yeah, for when I was younger, I would fancy that one more. That was probably my favorite. But as I've gotten older, I tend to watch the first one more and love that one. But I still love Lost in New York just as much, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. I think just as a New Yorker, I watch it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's home. You know.
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah. No, I think it's the Christmas Eve thing is interesting, right? I hear a lot of families do that. You know, I come from an Italian family, so Christmas Eve is big. But Christmas Day was also like maybe not as big as Christmas Eve, but like Christmas Eve was sort of like we do all seafood. You know, we do like the feast of the seven fishes is like an Italian thing. So it's a bunch of seafood. Really, it's usually some kind of pasta. Really good stuff. And then the tradition for my family was one present Christmas Eve, and then Santa's presents Christmas morning. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And so Christmas was still a big thing. It just,
Yeah.
I think it was just back to back exhausting days. That's really what my big takeaway from it.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like as I've gotten older and becomes more of like because it's just me, my wife and the kids in the household, and then my mom lives with us too, and it's just kind
Mhm.
of like our small little thing in the house. People do come over and stuff, and we invite people over, but when it's just typically like the small little grouping of the kids and us in the household, it's more fun. And like I said, we just kind of came up with that tradition of just making Christmas like the chill day. We don't do anything. We just eat
Yeah.
leftovers or watch movies or like open our gifts and play with them and stuff like that, so that's
Yeah.
pretty much
Oh, that sounds nice. I like the chill day for me was the 26th. Was like the day, the day after Christmas was just sort of like the play with all the presents, watch the movies, the
yeah.
Christmas you didn't get to yet. And then whatever, right? So the 26th was always the chill day.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, but then as far as movies, I mean, you took my top two right off the bat. So spoiler alert,
Yeah.
everybody. It was like, so I mean, Black Christmas is one of them. So this is one of the few horror 4Ks that I do have. Like Norrin, I was telling you, I think before we went live, I stopped the physical media collecting for a while just because I was going to digital. It was just super convenient, and then I started just reading more about like you don't really own the rights to the movie if it's
Yeah.
digital. And then I wasn't, if that, because there was like I think maybe it was Bruce Willis. There was like some story, like someone famous, I think it was Bruce, wanted to put in his will that he wanted to leave like his iTunes collection to to one of his kids or whatever. And they wouldn't let him do it
No,
because
it's
you
crazy.
technically don't own it.
Yep.
That's wild to me. So because of that, I'm back on the physical media train. So Black Christmas was one of my first purchases, just because that's how much I love it.
Oh yeah, that's the like I said, the OG, the granddaddy. I think it's like even if it's a movie you don't like as a horror fan, it's one that you just have to respect because it's such a great holiday horror. It laid down the template for how you do that kind of film. and it came out before John Carpenter's Halloween, so it really did kind of do the POV shot first too,
Yeah,
and set up that whole thing as well.
absolutely. It definitely set a standard, even if it didn't get as much acclaim as, like you said, Halloween.
Oh yeah, and then even
Yeah.
there's some great like side plots, like or was it Olivia Hussey's character, how she wants to get an abortion, but then
Mhm.
her man doesn't want her to, and like that's such a great side plot and something that's so potent for especially the '70s. Like that
Yeah.
wasn't something that was in every '70s movie.
Well, I was trying to remember what year did this come out? 70 what?
I believe it was '76
4,
or
4, the back of the box said, yeah.
yeah.
74. I'm trying to remember when did Roe v. Wade, well, even though now that's gone, but,
Yeah,
um,
I can't
Roe v.
remember.
Wade was passed what year?
Yeah, I'm not too positive on that. My wife would probably know that off the top of her head.
I was going to just doing a quick Google. 73. So Roe v. Wade was passed the year before this movie came out. So that's huge, actually, because that means this movie was written before it probably passed.
Yeah,
So, it was definitely in the zeitgeist, right? In pop culture, It was, it was being talked about, right? It was being debated, um, and still, I mean, I think because of recent history, right, with Roe v. Wade being overturned, like I think this movie is even more important now than ever because
yeah,
the movie was really, because the whole point of the film is about really believing women and like female, like bodily autonomy, and like just sort of, yeah, again, just believing women, right, and women being able to make choices and not feeling safe, and
that's
it
true.
is wild.
Because even that scene when they go to the police station, they have such a hard time that first time, and the police don't believe them, and she has to go to the boyfriend of the girl that's missing, that or they think is missing, but we know she's upstairs and she's no longer with us. But they have to go to the boyfriend because he has to go along with them to talk to the cops because then they'll believe them. So there's, like I said, there's so many great things about this movie, and I think that's why it stands the test of time as well.
Yeah. And just incredible actors across the board. Like you said, like with Olivia Hussey, but like Margot Kidder. I love I love
Yeah.
her and her cigarette in this movie. It's always smoking. One of my favorite actresses is in this movie, Andrea Martin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
She's so funny. Well, what I love is that she comes back for the remake, the first remake,
Yeah.
as the house mother, and I'm like, that was cool, and she's fun, she's great in the remake gets flack. I actually sort of, what are your thoughts on the '06 version?
I love the fact that it's just like Christmas, like oozing, it oozes Christmas atmosphere. Like they really went all for it, like in
Yeah,
terms of the colors, the kills, everything. There's a lot of Christmas atmosphere oozing out of it. But I hated the fact that they gave us so much backstory on Billy and
yeah,
everything, and his sister, of course. I hated that kind of aspect of the film, but it's much better than the one they tried to do after that. It's so much better than that one.
yeah, the 2019 one. I did not see that in theaters. I think I ended up seeing it maybe a few years later on demand. It's, yeah, I don't think it's horrible. It's just, I think it both remakes miss the mark on what makes the original so special.
I
You
think you're
know,
right on.
I think it's just the messaging, right? I think where the '06 version completely takes away the feminist messaging, 2019 sort of takes the message and like, I don't know, just it feels just very like, not, maybe forced. I don't know, but also like it just doesn't feel like Black Christmas. Like it doesn't feel like a slasher. It's just sort of been called something else, you know?
Yeah, I think the writers of that one, they just tried to, like you said, they went with that idea and they just kind of made it so much about that. You know what I mean? And kind of beat you over the head with it as an audience member. And it's like we don't, as audience members, we don't want to be treated like we're stupid. I like more subtle messaging, and I think that's how Black Christmas did it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Did the side plots and they had it there, and it was something you pick up on. You know, it might not be right in your face, but it's something you'll pick up on when you watch the movie multiple
yeah.
times.
Yeah, and that's not like a jab at the message itself. I think that's where a lot of people get confused. I think it's like no, you don't hate the message. You love the message. I think it's important.
Yeah,
I just, you also want to make sure you're writing really good characters and doing a really fun story and really sort of you're paying attention to all aspects of the movie.
yeah,
But I will say I think you're right about the '06 one having like really good atmosphere for sure. I think the colors really pop in that movie. Even with the flashback stuff, I love the gritty '70s vibe of those
yeah.
flashbacks. Um, like that period Christmas kind of feeling. But then the characters were fun. They just weren't given anything like heavy to deal with, and it just wasn't as like emotionally weighty as the original,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and it just the kills are pretty cool too in that one. I remember the kills being really good. I just remember hating that they told us so much about Billy and his sister, which can't
Yeah,
remember her name, like Agnes,
Agnes.
right? Agnes, yeah. That they just gave us so much about that, and I didn't want that. And, it's just I like the way that the first one treats Billy as more of a mysterious type character, and it
Yeah,
just makes it so much more creepy. You know what I mean? That you don't know this character in depth.
yeah. It just came across goofy, right? And
Yeah.
like could probably do without the incest stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like obviously that happens. I mean, I watched Game of Thrones. That was a big part of it. Like,
Yep.
but it's just as, again, it's just too much in the backstory. And like, and it's also such a shame too. And I don't mean this to turn into like an '06 hate train on that movie, but like you have such great actors like Katie Cassidy, Michelle Trachtenberg, like
Mary
um,
Elizabeth Winstead's in there
Mary
too. Like,
Elizabeth, Lacey
yeah.
Chabert, like Andrea Martin. Like you have like these powerhouse women, and like that's what you give them to work with.
Yeah, I think they got a really solid cast, and they all do very charismatic stuff with their characters.
Sure.
But like you said, it's all surface level. There's no like layers to them. It's just very surface level type stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Man, after this live stream, I'm gonna be popping on my Black Christmas 4K just because
I bet that looks great. I just have the Blu-ray. I don't have the 4K. I just have the Blu-ray, so I bet that 4K looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, we finally upgrade. We now have two 4K TVs now.
No,
One has been sequestered in my husband's office because now in between meetings when he's working, he'll turn on the PlayStation 5 or whatever he's got going on, and he's enjoying 4K gaming. And meanwhile, I'm down here like I'm the movie buff. Let me watch my 4K movies. So we
yeah,
finally, a couple years later, I know now I'm my little man cave theater.
that's cool.
But no, it does look stunning. It's amazing what they're able to do. Like, not to segue too much, but like with like 4K scans of older movies, like it really is like what they're able to bring out is so impressive, right?
Oh yeah, it's like night and day. Some of the movies, like American Werewolf in London, is a great one. Like the 4K, the colors just pop. Like especially like the red and like the blood in that movie. It's like it really does pop.
Absolutely. Oh, it's so cool. That's another one I should get in 4K. Man, you're just adding
It's
to my
really
shopping
cool.
list.
Yeah, the Arrow. I have the Arrow Video big box set version of that. That's how I got this poster right here, and it's
That's nice.
really freaking
Yeah,
cool.
I always see that behind you. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's one thing I know me and Angel always talk about because this is my favorite, but I know she's not big on this movie. She likes this movie. She doesn't herald it as the best werewolf movie of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. I know she really likes Wolfman. I don't know if that's her favorite.
She does talk about that a lot. I know. Yeah, she's always posting about that one and sharing it.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of her faves. Maybe I'll add the 4K that to my Christmas wish list. Maybe because everyone's asking me what the hell they want to get, like what I want. I'm like, I never know what to tell people. I'm like, I'm just gonna like make an Amazon list, and you just
Yeah.
pick. Maybe I'll just put a bunch of 4Ks on there or something. You're giving me ideas. But okay, so Black Christmas is a big one. What are some of your other favorites?
Should we talk about some? I got an underrated one I want to talk about because I don't ever hear anybody talk about this one, but it's great. And I hope you've seen this one. This is Christmas Evil. Have you seen this one?
So no, I have not.
You haven't? Okay, so I don't want to spoil. That's good. I wanted to let that out first so I know not to spoil anything. So this is a great film that stars Brandon Magritte, who plays a man who has a traumatized childhood.
Hmm.
And Christmas is coming this year, and he's the owner of a toy shop. And like that's a big thing for Christmas is you have to pump out these toys, you know what I mean, and
Right.
make everything perfect for the kids. And it's just what happens is you basically watch him go into a deep downfall, almost like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. This is a
Yeah.
man who's on, like the edge of the world, like right at that tipping point, and then this is you finally see that tipping point and the glass break, and you see what happens. And yeah, he goes full on slasher status, but it's really, really good. Got
Christmas Eve.
powerful. Yeah, you have to check this one out. I really
Okay.
do for this year. Yeah.
Is it streaming anywhere? Do you know?
I think this one, if I remember correctly, it's on Tubi and Shutter. The first time I ever watched
Oh,
this, it was on Tubi. That's where
oh,
I
that's
checked it
awesome.
out.
Okay.
Yeah, and then literally that same day, I ordered it from Vinegar Syndrome.
That's happy holidays, Albert.
Hi, happy holidays.
Thanks for stopping by. What well while you're here, what are some of your holiday favorites? Let us know. Christmas Eve, it's funny. I think I saw that on a recommended. Like it's like you see, when you're just kind of looking for something to watch through all the streaming, you just see all the posters.
Yeah,
It looked familiar because I remember thinking that looks kind of grinchy just based on the green.
yeah. And it's just so good because Brandon Magritte plays such a character that you actually can sympathize with. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
so good. It adds something like I said, a new layer. We were talking about like characters that were just surface level. It adds a new layer to your villain character where it's like you could kind of understand and sympathize with them even though they're doing very horrible things.
Yeah. It sounds fun though. It sounds,
Yeah.
man, I don't know. This is gonna end around like 10 o'clock my time. I'm like, oh man, I'm because I was gonna watch Black Christmas, but I'm like, man, maybe I want to watch something new. Like
Yeah.
this is my problem. I seesaw between like multiple ideas. Watch Gremlins. I know we haven't really dove into Gremlins yet. That's my favorite.
That's your favorite of all time. Yeah,
That's my
that's a
favorite.
great one because oh man, that one is like nostalgia home. When I watch that movie, why I love watching that movie so much is because when I watch it, I can picture myself as like a 7-year old sitting down in front of on the couch and the TV, watching it on TV with like my grandpa or my mom or something like that's why I love Gremlins so much, is it's just
Yeah.
one of those films that just oozes nostalgia.
Nostalgia. It's such great like entry level horror for kids.
That's true.
Um, Probably is one of the first horror movies I've seen. Like I saw between like Poltergeist and Gremlins, I feel like those were probably up there with like some of the first I've seen. I probably saw Gremlins before I saw Poltergeist too, and probably just didn't even consider that being a horror movie because I was like, oh, they're so cute, but they're evil and whatever.
Yeah.
To a kid, it doesn't even register as horror, but it is.
Yeah. But then you watch it as an adult and like you hear was it Phoebe Cates, like the story she tells about her father, like oh
Goes
that
over your
scene.
head as a kid, but you're like, oh man, that's wild.
Yeah, like when you literally like pay attention to her story and you listen to it, you're like, damn, that's like pretty dark.
Where's the prequel for that? That's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love both of them. Gremlins 1 and 2. I always I don't know why. I always forget that Gremlins 2 isn't in a holiday one because it has such a New Year's thing because they're singing Old Lang Syne or New York, New York. And I always, for some reason, think it's new on New Year's, but I know it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is my favorite Christmas movie, Gremlins. And I've been holding off on watching it. It's usually like a week of Christmas for me. It's either going to be like, if I can get it in on the 24th or the 25th, I'll watch it then. If not, I'll be
Yeah.
like the 23rd. But no, it's huge. Like that story is so, and I just love how unprovoked and random it kind of comes out, that story.
Yeah.
And the reason why I thought of Gremlins 2 right after you mentioned that was because they make fun of that and they poke at it in the sequel, where it's
Oh
like, was it
yeah.
like an Abraham Lincoln thing?
Yeah, because Joe Dante, I think I remember him doing an interview and he said that was the only time he ever got the offer for to do whatever he wanted. Like he didn't want to do a sequel to Gremlins. He did not want to do this at all. And the production company told him they're like, you could have free freedom. You can do whatever you want. So he basically just like made fun of everything he could.
It's so great.
Yeah, and he said he
Um,
never got the offer again like that. Which,
so bummed we never got a third one. I mean, we got that cartoon. Did you see that?
yeah, I did not watch that. Was it good?
It was good. It was good. It's definitely much more kid friendly in general, but they do get a little dark. Like they don't show a lot of gore, but they allude to stuff happening.
Okay.
Gremlins get a little intense with the combat. I mean, they sort of. I don't remember if you see them get dismembered, but they get messed up.
No,
They're
nice.
going splat. The Gremlins, and it's pretty funny. It's cute. But yeah, no, the original is great. I always, it goes places. I always think of the neighbor who's on her electric chair thing.
Oh yeah.
Where she shoots out the window. Didn't realize they had two nods to the Howling movie. In Gremlins.
In Gremlins. Oh, I'll have to watch. It might be the second one, or maybe it
It
might
was
be the
about the first or
transformation.
the second one.
Yeah, we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
That's one I haven't watched in a minute. Actually, The Howling. I have to return to that one
Yeah.
because it's been probably like 5 years since I watched that movie.
Yeah. So the smiling sticker on the fridge. Okay.
Oh, nice.
And the reporter at the end is the same rep. Okay. All right,
That's cool.
because it totally went over my head. So thank you.
It's cool when you catch the Easter eggs. Like that's what I love about horror movies is sometimes they just love paying homages to other horror movies, so they'll throw like just a little wink in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Well, that's the thing I sort of missed. Not holiday related. Well, it actually kind of is so this is one of my unconventional holiday films. Is I'm just gonna go with Scream because the OG came out Christmas time.
Yeah.
So it kind of is a Christmas movie. For me, I just it's a comfort movie for me, Scream. And so the fact that it came out in December is really cool. So I just sort of run with that celebration. And it's
Yeah,
also just an excuse to watch Scream. But but I was just thinking of nods because I was thinking like that's something I miss with the Scream franchise was just like nods in general, right? Like I feel like the horror nods got less and less, especially with the new ones. I enjoy 5 and 6 a lot. But I just feel like there weren't as many deep cut horror references.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, I see. I think they wanted to focus more on like the meta commentary because there's like a lot of meta stuff in those
Yeah.
movies, like, in terms of the way they talk about themselves and talk about the movies and how they're in the universe and stuff. So I think they really went like just balls to the wall with that.
Yeah, right. I mean, they went meta in a different way, right? More
Yeah,
pop culture meta versus and more meta about referencing themselves versus
yeah,
just like I mean, we get like in Scream 6, I mean, he's watching Jason Takes Manhattan. So like that's like I love that. And he's got a bunch of horror posters on his wall because he's a film student, right? But then it's sort of like outside of that opening scene, right? It sort of goes away. But
yeah,
but because I was thinking one of my favorites is how they got Linda Blair in the original Scream. That's like that's one of my favorite references. It's just
yeah.
her cameo. You know.
Was it in? Oh no, I don't know if they did. Was it Halloween H2O? Right, Jamie Lee Curtis had her mom was in it. Right, yeah, her mom was in it with
Yeah,
her.
Janet Leigh works at the
Yeah,
school.
yeah, she worked at the school, and then the car that she drove was the same car from Psycho. Like the car that she drove away in was the same car. So I was like,
Yeah. Oh man, I love it. And I didn't Janet Leigh show up again? Not in the new ones, right? Because she passed away. I forget when,
yeah,
but I don't remember. They worked together in other stuff
another.
too. I think the two of them, if I remember. But anyway, that's besides the point. So yeah, so Scream is another kind of non-conventional one. Speaking of horror references within other movies, what else is on your list?
Let's see. Let's move on to. All right, this is a newer one. And this is one, I believe this came out last year, as a matter of fact. Yeah, this was last year because this was one that I watched on Christmas last year twice. Like, I watched it twice. I watched it once by myself, then I showed my wife, and that's Christmas, Bloody Christmas. So this is a
Funny enough, I have
Joe.
not seen that one yet either.
You didn't see this one yet either? Oh, this is a Joe Bagos movie, and it's really cool. Some people talk crap about this movie and they hate it because of the dialogue. I don't I don't find it offensive because I've met actual people that talk like this. Like I for real, I know people that speak and talk like this, so it's not unfathomable to me. But this one's on
Offensive
Shutter.
in like a Rob Zombie dialogue way, or more like in
That
like
they cuss too much, and that they do make, you're gonna love it because they make a lot of references to other movies and to music. So if you love references and nods, they do that a lot. But I think they just, people hated the fact that there's a girl in there and there's a boy in there, and they're very vulgar the way they talk to each other. But it's like two really close friends that work at like a Hot Topic type store,
yeah.
they will talk like that. That's how they talk. I don't know who else, like what the
Oh,
planet we live
sure.
on, but that's how they talk. Like
Oh my
every
god,
other
I don't
word
have
is probably going to be
sailor.
an F.
I still fucking curse like a sailor, so like whatever.
Yeah, because my grandpa was in the Navy, so I learned every cuss word before I was like the age of 7. So like that's how it happened. But that's a really good one. It's kind of like Terminator meets a Christmas holiday horror because it's about a killer robot Santa who goes like crazy on Christmas.
Okay, that does sound fun. The only so I mean, yeah, the dialogue probably won't bother me then. Unless it's sort of like Rob Zombie kind of dialogue from the Halloween remake. But even
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah, that's a whole nother realm. Yeah, nah.
that's a whole different level where I'm like, it's not that I hate it. It's just grating, So it sort of take
Yeah.
if it was a whole. I mean, I'm happy it was just a flashback in that movie. I'll tell you with Halloween, just because if that was the whole movie, I'm in like, hey, listen.
Yeah, Rob Zombie. There's some things I really love about him, and then there's some things that you could kind of take it or leave it. But like Devil's Rejects is my favorite of his, and I
Oh,
think
Devils is
that's like
great.
yeah, I think that's like his magnum opus. Like that's a
Yeah.
really good one.
I don't really associate that one like with like the Halloween remake. I feel like that's a different level. I feel like he was really firing on all cylinders with that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with you there. Albert agrees. He agrees he still needs to see that Christmas Bloody Christmas.
Yeah,
Um,
it's really fun. It's a cool one, and it's got a good final girl in it too. Like she goes through all kinds of stuff and she earns the final girl title by the end of it.
mm. The only thing that sort of because when I see that cover reminds. Did you see the Mean one?
Yes, I did see the mean one. Yeah,
Did you
I
like
actually
the
got
Mean one?
sent. I got sent an early screener for that one, and I was kind of mediocre on it. Like I love the fact that it has a lot of Christmas atmosphere in it, but
Mhm.
what I hate about it is it's got like overlays of snow. There's the fake blood looks very very fake. It's like very very low budget. Like that's a movie that I wish I could have tossed like 50,000 more dollars at them just so they could have did some more stuff.
Well, I almost feel like it's not that expensive. I mean, because Angel and I even so I don't think she saw the Mean one, but I brought this up during one of our episodes. I was talking about the Mean one, and it's like you have half of the equation there. Like the atmosphere is fun, like
Mhm.
the Grinch looks good, but then you're throwing in like fake snow, like computer snow. I'm
Yep.
okay with fake snow. I would rather you throw cotton balls than CG snow, right? And then CG blood. I can't. That's my one issue also with like The Walking Dead. I enjoy The Walking Dead, but no more CG blood, please, please. Corn syrup, right? The whole pig's blood in Carrie just it can't be that expensive, right?
Oh no, yeah, it just is so recognizable. Like we've just been trained to see it. Like once it happens, you can instantly tell.
I mean, yeah, I don't know because I think price wise, right? I mean, it's got to be more effort to like digitally put in blood and design blood and track it right with the actor and like than just like throw a bucket of blood on somebody. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I think some people they just kind of get. I don't know. I think some people just they rely on technology too much. I think in some movies, and they've kind of gotten lazy. Whereas like movies from the 80s and 70s, they had to get creative. They had to be
Right.
physical with it and create it because it was like their ideas stretched stuff that we couldn't comprehend on digital or computers or anything like that. So they had to create it.
Yeah. But I almost feel like there's a need to kind of go back to classics, right? or go back to, there's just something about physical effects that just feels real, and I think it ages better than
Oh,
than
definitely.
digital, right? Albert says House of a Thousand Corpses. So it sounds like you like that more than Devil's Rejects.
That's a lot of people's favorite. I know, like a lot of people love that movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's just still is like burned in my brain. Is what's his name,
Dr. Satan.
Doctor Satan, right? I just love
Yeah.
that whole design, and that just looks. Oh man, we haven't had anything
Yeah.
quite like that. I need another reveal, kind of like Doctor Satan, right? Like I enjoyed the. This isn't Christmas related. We're just going on tangents. This is what we do
Yeah.
around here at Voices. Um, but like the family Deadite from Evil Dead Rise.
Oh yeah, the combat when they combine together.
I like that. I mean, it's not as cool as Doctor Satan, but like I liked it. Like I just I need more grotesque sort of creature reveals and all of that in modern movies.
Okay, so there's one I want to talk about, and I believe this actually is a Christmas movie, or it takes place on the week of Christmas, and it's
Yeah, the
The
first
Void.
one does feel raw. So he was just saying that House of a Thousand
Yeah,
Corpses feels more raw. It's true. It does.
yeah, it does. So The Void. If have you seen The Void?
Oh, I like the Void. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so that's one when you thought of when you were talking about creature reveals, that's one that was amazing for me. Like because that was like John Carpenter's The Thing and Hellraiser kind of met and had a baby.
Yeah. That's true. I totally forgot about the Void too. Because Angel watched that recently when she was doing sort of like 31 new movies in October or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm always telling her to watch was the Void because that's such an underappreciated movie.
Oh yeah, and what's kind of cool is a lot of people don't know about that one is that they actually had to halt production on that movie like halfway through and had to
Oh
wait
yeah.
to crowdfund money to get the money to finish the movie and then had to bring everybody back to film and
Oh
finish the movie. And like you would never know watching that movie, you would have no idea that they had that
no.
much trouble.
No, I don't. Yeah, I mean, like it's been a minute since I watched it again, but I don't think any. Yeah, like no difference between Act One or Two. You can't really
Yeah,
see any. It feels very cohesive.
definitely.
Um, but yeah. So I don't. All right. So I forgot. Like, were we on a holiday movie? Oh, the Mean
We
One. I
did.
guess is the last one
I
we're
did.
talking about.
Yeah, the mean one. You brought that one up. Did you want me to bring up another one?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, shoot.
So this is one that I had to talk about because Angel and me ended up talking about this, and we did a Christmas episode on this one. So I had to bring up Better Watch Out right here.
Okay. So that
Have
one,
you seen it?
I'm such. I swear I'm a better horror fan than this. That is not one that I have not seen any of the ones. So really, this is just Norn gives Steve recommendations. That's really what this episode
That's
has
okay.
become.
That's great. That's okay. Because then, like I said, after this live stream, you can totally hop on and check out one of these because they're amazing. That one I think is on Peacock or Pluto TV. I think might be one of those or something
It's
like
on like
that.
I think one of the free ones. It's definitely one that I've seen. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that one's cool because I love that one because yeah, like I said, it reminds me of Angel. That's one of our holiday horror films that we ended up talking about and ranking. And as we were talking about it, we actually kind of like improved our ratings on it because we were like, why did we give it like a score like that? Let's like bump it up because it has so much to love. It's got a lot of holiday atmosphere. It's got a really cool twist in the middle of the movie that if somebody doesn't spoil it for you, it's gonna be really fun for you.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. So fun twists are great, and
Yeah.
so I maybe yeah. So I have like three new options now to watch tonight.
Yep. Three new ones. And then I
Probably more
have
to come because clearly I'm a
yeah.
terrible horror fan. Whatever.
No.
um, but have you seen yet? Now I'm kind of just going off the cuff here. Have you seen it's a Wonderful Knife yet?
Yes, I did
What'd you
watch
think?
that one. Yeah. I watched that 2 days ago, and that one, I love how silly campy that one was. It really was. They had like Justin Long's character in it.
He's so
It's like,
funny. He is talk about like an underrated actor, right? Like the range that guy has. Like so, obviously he did that this year. I saw he was great in the Goosebumps series.
yeah, he did the Goosebumps, and then he did what else did he do recently? He did Barbarian. He was in Barbarian last year.
Barbarian. Obviously Jeepers, but oh, what did I really like? Oh, Drag Me to Hell. I really loved him in that one.
Yeah, and then he was
He's just
in
so good at
Kevin
horror.
Smith Tusk. He was in Tusk with directed
Tough.
by Kevin
Right, right.
Smith.
So, like, I think he's like sort of an underappreciated horror screen king, kind of. I think he could have that title.
Oh yeah, I think right now in terms of Scream Kings, it's definitely between him and Kyle Garner. Those are our two Scream Kings, I think, right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You were let down now? Yeah, I mean, I've heard some people feel that way about Wonderful Knife.
Yeah,
Um, it could have been funnier. I think I will say that. I think it could have been a little more laugh out loud funny, where I
yeah,
think it was more to me, like my husband was expecting more of a horror comedy, and I don't think I heard him laugh once, maybe couple times he laughed.
okay,
I had more like chuckles. Like it was more of like it felt like a warm movie. Like I just enjoyed it like for like what it was.
definitely. That's you were right on the money. Like it's, I was thinking about it too. How would I say this? It's kind of like you said. It's warm and inviting. It felt like a nice It's a Wonderful Life, like not to be a pun intended kind of thing, but It's a Wonderful
Yeah,
Life. It kind of felt like that, or like a Christmas Carol story. It felt kind of like that.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I agree. Justin Long, phenomenal.
Yeah,
Hey Jeff. You wish I had a slightly bigger budget. The premise is fun. Yeah, no, I mean definitely. I think right for some of these indie films, right, that sort of just maybe get like a week in theaters and then ends up on streaming, right? I mean, you want a little more faith in the budget, but you can also do a lot with a little budget. I mean, granted, this is not a little budget, but like I freaking love Godzilla minus one, and that was
oh,
compared to. Did you? I know you saw it, right?
that was fantastic.
Greatest
I was like
Godzilla film
tearing up
ever, and
crying.
it's made
So good.
at a fraction of the cost that the American Godzilla films are made. So budget, budget isn't everything. I
Yeah,
think maybe it might have been some writing choices, Jeff. I might say I think some of it comes down to probably writing. But I like the relationship between the girls,
yeah, that
Weirdo
was.
and the main character. I love the Aunt Gail.
Yeah, she was great.
My favorite line, I think I tweeted my favorite line. It was like, "You hear that, Judy? You're a goddamn mess."
Yeah,
That's that. Like
I
that
know.
one I
Like
cackled, and my husband actually laughed at that one.
her delivery was great on that. For real, there's some good cameos in that movie.
hmm Oh man, but yeah, no, but I like Joel McHale. I like obviously Justin Long at Jeepers Creepers. He's great in that. The final shot with him is I still think about that with the eyes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, but I enjoyed What's Wonderful Life. It's definitely a movie I'll revisit.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one I can see myself returning to and stuff. And like you said, that when you brought it up, it definitely felt like warm and inviting, which is kind of weird to say about a horror movie. You know what I mean? But just
Yeah.
in general, like the feel of it, the even the killer design, the angel killer, like the design and the knife.
I mean, I think that's what gives this like its higher rating. I think that the killer design on this is phenomenal. Whoever put that angel together, like, please do more horror films. Make more,
Yeah,
you know, and that's because that's something I'm craving is just like an iconic slasher. I mean, we got art. I think art's a new icon for sure. But like something up there with like a ghost face, right? Like I think because art kind of feels like a different beast.
yeah. I think we're gonna kind of see. I'm nervous about it because right now, as it stands, I feel like we have two perfect Strangers movies, but we're gonna get three more. So I feel like the Strangers are gonna kind of climb up into iconic status. Those three characters.
Yeah, I know. They're yeah, because I mean, do they sell versions of those masks? Because I never remember seeing any trick or treaters
Yeah.
as those guys.
Actually, 2 years ago, my daughter went as the Dollface killer one. She
Oh,
got dressed up as that. Yeah. So I've seen the girl masks out there, but I've never seen the guy's mask, the
the
sackhead
guy's
one.
mask,
I've never
right?
seen.
I don't know. Hey Cody. So Cody says P2 is the most underrated Christmas horror movie.
Ooh,
Rachel Nichols and Wes Bentley. I, you know,
that's
I have not. Have you seen P2? I have not seen this.
Yeah, P2 is really good. Oh man. First of all, it has a really good soundtrack, Christmas soundtrack that actually is
Mhm.
really good. It has like those underrated Christmas classics that you don't hear all the time. So that's what's really fun about it.
Oh, cool, cool.
And the actress in there goes through hell in a handbasket, and whatever kind of tape they got for her dress is fantastic because you don't ever see anything. Like they got it like stays in its place the whole movie, and she goes through like all
Wow.
kinds of stuff. It's wild.
So is it like slasher or
It's so she is a lady who's working at her office on a Christmas party night, and then it's, Christmas Eve night. She's trying to rush to get home, but she's actually kind of doesn't want to get to the family thing. She's kind of putting it off.
yeah.
And then you end up finding out that there is a security guard that works there, played by Wes Bentley, who has kind of an unusual infatuation with her. And he ends up deciding to, have a Christmas night with her in the parking garage and keep her locked up there. And what ensues is really fun. It's gory too.
Wow. Okay. So clearly this has not been at least talked to me enough about because I have not heard of this. Um Again, this is just give Steve recommendations day because clearly I'm not as well versed in Christmas horror. Um I mean, like, I've seen Silent Night, Deadly Night. I mean, I've seen,
Those are good.
the
I, I'm, a,
go-tos.
I'm such a sequel whore though. I love the second one. And Eric Freeman's acting is just phenomenal. Like
Well, yeah.
I laugh my ass off because I always tell people like that's the best worst acting I've ever seen in my life. Like the lines and his delivery and how when he's talking to the therapist, like I don't know if you like because you're an actual therapist. I don't know if you find it really funny the stuff that happens or if you're just like that would never go down. Like
No, I mean, I think, yeah, no, I would find it hilarious. Like, it's sort of very similar. Like most recently, of this, like the Scream 6 therapy scene. I was like, you would not act like that. You wouldn't just be like, okay, well, the session ends now, get out. Like, what?
yeah,
Like, no, no. But so anytime like a therapist is completely off the mark, um, I laugh it off. But I do
yeah,
appreciate when therapy scenes are done well,
yeah.
which is far and few between. But like, at least in horror, there was a film I saw. We actually had the director on to talk about it called The Shade, and Tyler Chipman, and it was at the Brooklyn Horror Film Festival,
That's
and
cool.
he had really great therapy scenes because he did his research, and a lot of it was based on like personal experience and experiences of people he knew, and so I appreciated that too.
That's good. That's
But
cool.
so a recent one that you're adding to your rotation is The Lodge.
The
Oh,
Lodge.
so that was with the kids in the right. Is that the one
I
I'm thinking?
haven't seen that one. I haven't seen. That'll be one that I'll have to probably watch this year.
Right, where she's trapped with the kids in the cabin in the lodge.
That's what it
Right.
is. I think
That was good. I saw that at a Alamo Draft House with my friend.
that's cool.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
was good.
I'll put that one on
Atmosphere.
the list.
Yeah, the psychological horror. I mean, that'll do it for you. And winter holiday movies. This time of year. I mean, like just ripe for. Watched it last night. It was a mistake. I know it does stay with you. It's been a minute because I probably saw it in 2019 when it came out. It was like right before the pandemic, right? So it's just sort of like one of the last few movies
Yeah,
to see before everything went to shit.
yeah, sure. That's what a
Well, I
lot of people
remember the
say.
last movie I saw in theaters before quarantine was the Hunt with
Oh, went to go see that. I like that movie. A lot of people talked crap about it, but I thought it was fun.
oh, I enjoyed it with Emma Roberts and what was it, Hilary Swank?
Yeah,
Right.
I think so.
Um,
Yeah, and then they had that other actress in there too, and I forgot what her name was, but she's really good.
oh,
She was in
from
Nurse
Glow.
Jackie and Glow. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, she's so good. Yeah, why am I blanking on her name? If someone remembers her name from The Hunt, Glow,
please let us know.
Mrs. Davis on Peacock, which was a really good show.
I've heard
Betty
that
Gilpin.
too.
Sorry, it just popped into my head. I always get there. I always get there. But
We
yeah,
brought up Silent Night, Deadly Night, so that's a whole franchise, really. There's 5 movies of those, right? Yeah, there's 5, and they did a remake too of Silent Night, Deadly Night.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's everyone chime in with the Betty Gilpin. I remember I got there, guys. I know.
Yeah,
But it just sometimes it just I got to get into my mind palace and pull it out. Yeah, so good. She's
yeah,
I want to see her in more horror, but she's that's someone with good range. Just
yeah,
comedy, horror, drama. She could do it all.
yeah. I could see her being like a maniacal, like stepmother or something like that. You know what I mean? She could totally go crazy with that role.
Oh, give her all the camp. Seriously. Um, yes, well, I have not seen all the Silent Night films. So you said there's 5 of them.
Yeah, there's 5 and a remake. Yeah, and the remake I think is just called Silent Night. It's not called Silent Night, Deadly Night, and they take a kind of reimagining approach. You know, it's not a direct remake. It's more of a reimagining, which I appreciated a lot. It's not a like direct copycat of the first Silent Night, Deadly Night.
But they do it well, not in the way that sort of the 2019 Black Christmas did it.
No, not like that at all. Yeah, this one's
Okay.
very serious in tone, and it takes the trauma that happens to Billy more serious. You know what I mean? And like, oh, like
Yeah.
what does someone go through like with that kind of stuff? Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah. No, I have not. Again, haven't seen the remake or the endless sequels, but yes, the original I have. But yeah, I mean, I think that's another classic. What's next on your list? I always forget
All
who
right.
said which. What I'm always volleying. We don't.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
All right. So
no, we
this
do
is
not
another.
talk Black Christmas 2019, Jeff. We do not.
No, we prefer to think it doesn't exist. So this one, I had to take off the slip covers because the slip cover has nudity. There is no nudity on this. Don't freak out, everybody.
Oh,
This is
the censors
Don't Open for Christmas. Have
don't
you ever
open.
seen Don't Open for Christmas?
What do you think my answer is going to be? Given my track record of tonight.
All right. So this one, it's kind of cool though that I picked so many of these movies that you haven't seen because, like I said, you have so many good
Yeah.
recommendations now. So this is one that's really fun because this is a foreign film that takes place in London. It's an English horror, and it's fun to watch Christmas in another country just to see what
Oh
they do
yeah.
in London. You know what I mean? And that one's about a killer who's stalking and killing people who dress up like Santa. So anybody who's going out in a red coat, you better watch out in this movie because you're going to get hunted down.
Wait, so is it a spoiler to say like why targeting Santas?
Spoiler, kind of a little bit, but there's 2 twists in the movie. So there's
Okay.
one that I think for me it was kind of telegraphed. Like when you watch it, you could kind of figure it out. But then there's another twist that happens towards the end of the movie that I was like, oh, okay, whoa, I didn't see that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Is it so? It's filmed in London
London.
or
Yeah, yeah.
London, but it's a. Is it? But it was done by a different country, but just filmed in London.
No, I think it. I think everything it's all English. Like, well, no,
Oh, it's like a British film. Gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
a British film. Yeah, I think because the director was Alan Birkinshaw, and they got some really good fun documentary stuff and like interviews and everything on that because Vinegar Syndrome always puts really cool commentaries and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
cool. Cool.
that one's got really fun giallo vibes too. If you like giallos and like you're into that kind of slasher vibes, that one has a lot of that going on because it's foreign. It's got that foreign nature.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a ton of Jalo, but I did watch a few last year just to kind of get back, get caught up on some, not holiday related, but you ever see Blood and Black Lace?
I haven't seen that one yet. No, I've
That's a
heard
good
really
one.
good things.
That's a really good one. That one is like someone's like targeting like Italian models. But it's just like, yeah, like, I mean, as typical of old Jalos, right? It's just beautifully shot.
Yeah,
Really fun, killer motive twists and stuff.
yeah. I like the scores. I tend to really like the scores, even though I've noticed some of the music and the scores they pick for Italian films doesn't fit the movie. I still really like them.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. This is part of the fun, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Cody. Oh, wait, Cody.
Just-
Yeah, we don't talk about the 2019, but '06 we can. Yes.
yeah. I love Giallo.
Yeah.
There's a
Yes.
huge horror community. There's a huge group of people that love those. Like, and I dived into a lot last year, but then it's like it's one of those subgenres of horror that I could see myself kind of like, oh, I could get burnt out on this a little bit. You know what I mean? So I kind of had to take a break for a while.
Mhm. Well, James, you can school me on Jalo as well. James from Horror Press. Yeah, no, I could definitely use a little more education on Jalo just in general. Plus, like, I'm Italian. I gotta know what my people created, you know.
Oh yeah, a lot of the great like slashes that we love, like John Carpenter's Halloween, Friday the 13th, they all took a lot of homages from great giallos. Like when you watch from the 60s and 70s, you're gonna see a lot of the stuff they kind of, oh, let's do something like that, or let's create a killer like that, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I know *Malignant* was very big on referencing Jalos, which I love that sort of that look of the knife and that sort of that whole get up and
Yeah,
sort of just yeah, because like the man in black trope, right,
yeah. And
came
it's
from
just like
Jalos.
very simple thing, but it works, and they reuse it over and over and over.
Hmm. Oh no, totally. Um, so I think we burned through most of my go-tos.
Okay.
But, I mean, well, on the newer side, I mean, Krampus is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Right, I
Krampus
think
is one
Krampus was I
guy.
mean, I know Angel loves it, and it was a real pleasant surprise.
Oh yeah, and I think that's what the same director who did Trick or Treat too. So it's a really good. He's a really good director because he's
Yeah.
brought us two really good holiday horror films.
Well, I mean, just talking about, like, we were talking about this a little bit in the beginning, like, like, holiday horror is so, like, great for, like, addressing just, like, family
Yeah,
dynamics, right? We get
yeah,
a lot of that in Krampus, and then just sort of but then bringing in, like, the folklore piece, right? Because, I mean, there's been a few Krampusy movies, but nothing quite as mainstream as, like, the Krampus
yeah.
film, right? Who was it? It was Adam Scott was in it, right?
Yeah, Tony Collette was
Toni Collette.
fantastic.
I mean,
Yeah.
Scream Queen there. I mean, oh, so she did that,
Yeah.
Hereditary. Has she done another horror?
Mm, I think as far as I can remember off the top of my head, that's it right now. Yeah.
We need some more.
Yeah, we need to get her in something else for real because she's great. She's fantastic.
But it was from Two and a Half Men, right? She was in it.
Yeah.
I always forget her name, but I'm like the maid.
Yeah, and then even the brother-in-law that comes over, he's a funny, really funny comedian. That guy,
Hmm.
he's always great. The one who's like the gun lover, uncle guy.
Well, yeah.
Sixth Sense. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's true.
Oh,
Sixth
yeah.
Sense.
I mean, it is horror. Um, oh, definitely. Yeah, so she's got 3 entries in the genre.
Yeah, I think once you have three, that's like you're solidified as like you could be called a scream king or queen once you do three horror movies. You know.
Right. You need sort of like a little yeah, I think 3, is funny, not being an even number, but it's sort of like a spiritual trilogy. As long as you can have like a
Yeah,
do a little marathon of your horror entries, then you could
that's
be a
true.
scream king and queen, right? Because 2 movies is not a marathon. 3 movies
No,
makes it a marathon.
yeah.
You
Another
watched the
great
new one
one.
recently, wish it was more campy. Yeah.
Yeah. Another one that has a kind of Krampus element too. It has one Krampus story in it. Was have you seen A Christmas Horror Story? It's an
I have
anthology movie.
yeah, I
Yeah.
have seen that one. Yes.
Nice. Hell yeah. Do you like that
Well, I
one?
love it. I love an anthology, right?
Yeah.
Like I love that, and we'll, especially right because we don't get as I mean we're getting more Christmas horror these days, but like or more holiday horror in general. But like the fact that you're able to squeeze a few into one movie is fun, right? 'Cause then you feel like you're getting like
Yeah.
a lot of bang for your buck, right?
And then I love that that one has we have William Shatner in there who kind of bridges all the stories together as like the voice of the radio
Mhm.
man behind the mic and stuff. So that's a really fun one. And got like I said a Krampus story. We have a Santa story with what the elves that go crazy and like raging in the North Pole and stuff. So there's a lot of fun stories in that one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that's no, that's good. More. I mean, there was. I didn't see it yet, but there was an anthology that just came out um, on Screenbox, right?
Oh, nice.
Like a
I don't
holiday-ish
have
anthology. It was like The Missing or something. It's got like missing kids or missing people in this town, and there seems to be like a wintry holiday kind of through line, and like there's like an ice cream truck killer
Oh, wow, that sounds
creature
cool.
thing. Like there's like one shot where the ice cream man's like arm is like stretching like out through like the window in the truck, and it's just like kind of like comically going out, you know.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to look that up after we're done streaming. I'll have to check that out.
So given you, well, actually I have not seen it, so I guess I don't know if you can call it a recommendation, but the Changeling segment of Christmas Horror Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that one of your favorites in it? Or which one was?
That's a good one. I like the whole thing, A Christmas Horror Story. I like that one a little bit better than I believe it was Angel's favorite anthology Christmas one was All the Creatures Are Stirring. That's another anthology Christmas horror film that you could probably check out if you haven't seen that one. Because I remember Angel brought that one up, and I had just seen that one too. And we ended up talking about that one, and she really likes that one. That one has some good stories that are more kind of Stephen Kingish, R.L. Stein kind of stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
like the Christmas Horror Story a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all right with like an R.L. Steiny sort of, if it's like a little bit of a goofier, like if you're leaning a little more juvenile, I'm okay with that too. Like I said, I just covered Goosebumps with Chris on here, and it was, it hits that nostalgic button for me.
Definitely. Yeah, I think I still got some of my Goosebumps books. I still have I think like 9 of them still that I have. I tried reading some to my son, but he's like not at that age yet where he wants to really get into them.
uh, wait, how old is he again?
He's gonna be 6 next year in January.
So yeah, not quite. I think I wasn't really into Goosebumps right until like 7, 8, 9, something like that.
Yeah, I
Somewhere
think
around
so.
there. But like, did they ever? I mean, speaking of Goosebumps and like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I don't remember. Did they ever do Christmas episodes?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember them ever doing that. No, I like those, but yeah, I don't remember them ever doing that. Like, because I just remember The Mask. I remember that one a lot because that's a popular episode. The one with the superhero, like that maniacal, weird, like anti-hero superhero comic book
Yep.
character. I remember that one.
Oh yeah, no that the Mask is the Haunted Mask is my favorite episode, for sure. And I really loved well, obviously everything was Slappy the dummy, but I
Yeah,
really liked the Monster Blood storylines.
yeah.
Um,
I think it's cool too because I have to read some of the. I had no idea until the Fear Street trilogy came out that R.L. Stein wrote that too, and I have to read some of the Fear Street books because I've heard they're
I
really good.
They are fun. I've read the first 5 so far. I didn't read them back in the 90s, but after the trilogy, and then maybe not right after the trilogy, more this past summer. I
That's
wanted
cool.
to get back into reading a lot more. And so like after I read a couple of books that I had been dying to read, I was like, let me go like just dive into like some R.L. Stein. And then, so yeah, so the first 4 books are in a collected edition. It's
Nice,
called like it's like Fear Street the Beginning or something. So like that's a good place to start because that has 4 in 1.
nice.
If you want, Oh, I didn't know about this, Cody. So Scout Taylor Compton and Chrissy Metz, they're doing a Christmas horror. Oh, it's coming out on the 12th.
A creature was
Oh,
stirring the
that's
trailer.
right. I did not see the
Cool.
trailer. Well, you know what? We didn't do a coffee crypt this past week. So I don't know if Angel we had like food poisoning. So like we ended up not recording. I don't know if it was food poisoning or my stomach wasn't happy, but either way, we ended up not recording. So I don't know if she might have put that on the script. I'm gonna have to after this. I'll have to check out the trailer. I do love some Scout. If anyone ever wants to get me a Christmas present, I think she's on Cameo. Get me a shower from her.
That's cool.
I'm a big fan. You ever do a Cameo? Like get someone a Cameo?
No, I've heard of that. I know that's where the celebrities kind of do like a little intro thing for you,
Yeah, you
right?
like
For your
order.
channel and
Yeah,
stuff.
you go on. and you just write them a little like, hey, I want a birthday message for so and so, and whatever, you pay them and they record it. And I just as a joke, I kept telling my husband, I was, because George Santos, that guy that just got expelled from the Congress.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's
Yeah.
just like a chaotic gay man. He's like ridiculous person. Anyway, he's on Cameo now, and I was like, and my husband's like, don't get me a cameo from him. That's horrible. And I kept joking I was going to get him, but what I ended up doing was, there's this comedian, Josh Rubin. He does. Do you know Dropout? They used to be College Humor.
No, I don't know that.
So they're like a streaming service. It's all like improv comedy. They're like really funny. But I had my husband's favorite comedian is Robin Williams. So I had Josh Rubin do an impression of Robin Williams, wishing him a Merry Christmas.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah. But anyway, long story short, y'all can get me a Scout cameo.
Yeah.
She's awesome. But okay, so
for me, it's Linnea Quigley. I was gonna go see her last year at the Morgan Crypt convention that came here, but I didn't have enough money and get a chance to go. So I'm hopefully, when they do the next convention in July, hopefully she's gonna be there. I hope so.
Yeah, I need to get to more horror conventions and stuff. I know Atlantic City's got one, I think. Actually, I think James from Horror Press was telling me. I think he was telling me about. There's like it's like a so-so one in Atlantic City. I'm sure New York City's got some festivals, right? I'm sure. Well, film festivals, but I mean, yeah, conferences and stuff. But all right. So, what else is on? So we did Krampus. That was the last one we had, right?
Yeah, we did Krampus, and then we started talking about some anthology horror ones.
Oh, right, Christmas Horror Story, right?
Yeah, and then All the Creatures Are Stirring, which that one you'll have to check that out, because if you like anthologies, I think you'll like that one.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, I'm trying to think if there's any other ones.
Do we burn through all your physicals?
Yeah, right now, yeah, those are all the ones I think I got, unless I skipped over any.
Well, what are some of your go-to holidays? Oh, did you guys enjoy Violent Night? Yes, Cody. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, with
David Harbour.
What's his name? Stranger Things. Yeah.
Yeah, David Harbour is. I love.
He's a daddy.
Yeah, I love David Harbour. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's a fun one. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I guess you would put it. I mean, hyper violent kind of craziness, right? I guess you would still put it under horror. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of gore sequences in there for sure and stuff. And it's got a good heart too, which I like. It has a good heart at the center of it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And I think and having an actor like David, I think he's really good at sort of being this like intense kind of like beat 'em up kind of character. While still also being able to just sort of be someone that, like, it's just warm to watch on the screen, right? It's sort of like Stranger Things, right? His relationship with Eleven, right? It's just sort of like he can kind of do it all. He's kind of like that John Hamm effect,
Yeah, he's great right now in Fargo season 5. Oh my god, that's so good. John Hamm is fantastic in that right now.
I need to start watching Fargo.
It's great. Like, that's the show.
It's different every year, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like True Detective. It's different cast, different stories every year. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, they I know True Detective's coming back because that was off for a while. I only watched the first 2 seasons of that one. But yeah, no, I love how anthologies are just back in general. Like,
yeah,
I know everyone, again, not related, but I'm actually very excited for the Halloween TV series. I hope it's like an anthology or something.
You want it to be like that? Yeah, I think we're living right now in a second golden era of television, because we have everything's going to TV. Like, we have a new Friday the 13th show coming to Peacock. Chucky's doing his thing right now. Michael Myers is about to do his thing with Halloween. You know what I mean? So I think right now we're just totally living in a second golden era of television.
Well, I think it's also just because theater going has changed so much, right? Like I mean, definitely the pandemic definitely had a lot to do with that, I think. Just everything goes to streaming so fast, right? And
Yeah,
everything is just sort of like people enjoy being able to watch things at their convenience and in their home and comfortable, and
yeah,
don't blame them. It's also just easier to,
yeah.
I mean, like I don't have to worry about a babysitter. I don't have to worry about, where actually getting dressed.
Yeah, yep, that's true. You're like, if the theater's packed and like if you're gonna be, like awful theater experiences. One time we went to one, it was Matrix Resurrections, and me and my wife went, and like I didn't hate the movie, but it was just the theater was packed and it was hot. Like the heater was on and it just like so hot that I was like, I feel like I'm gonna start stripping right now. Like I'm sweating beyond belief. I'm so pissed.
It's yeah. No, I mean the theater experience, right? Whether it's the crowd or just the condition of the theater itself, right? Like that can make such a difference on like just your enjoyment of the movie. Um
Yeah.
like I hate seeing a movie in Manhattan just because like I feel like city crowds where I am it's pretty nice. I mean, you still get the occasional like shitty teenager, but like um and I'll never forget it. I was so excited. I went to see with my friends oh my god, Doctor Sleep, and literally someone fell asleep in the corner of the theater and snored like for
Damn.
like a solid like 5 minutes of the movie, and it was the whole sequence of like Rose the Hat like floating, like doing the whole like out of body thing.
Okay.
I'm like, this is so like, come on, dude,
Yeah.
don't come in here to take a nap. What's going on?
No. Yeah, it's very rare that I ever pass out during a movie. Like the movie has to either be really, really boring or I have to be like super tired, like from work or something.
You know what? It's so funny. I went with my husband, his brother, and his mom. We were just like on vacation, and we're like, let's go to like an IPEC theater, like really dine in, enjoy. She fell asleep during Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh wow.
I was like, in the theater too. That movie is loud. How
Nice.
did you fall? I mean, hey, I'm at that point, I'm impressed, more than annoyed.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can sleep. You can basically sleep through a hurricane if you can sleep through that.
Oh, Cody, you had a similar experience. So, some little guy fell asleep during Oppenheimer. Yeah, how do you? You know what? I bet you my mother-in-law could fall asleep during Oppenheimer. You know what? She can challenge him to a sleep in the movie, competition. Uh, and studios rushing movies to streaming, theater owners not caring about their theaters, the train people. Yeah, it's just a poor movie theater experience, or like knowing I don't gotta wait that long to see this movie. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a blessing and a curse, right? I think accessibility is great, you know. Um, but for cinephiles, people who really enjoy going to the movies, it's sort of you know becomes a little lackluster.
Yeah, definitely. And even like when I go to the theaters now, like I even notice like even the people that work at my theater, like they just seem like so not enthusiastic. Like they're not happy to be there. I'm like, what did you do? Like, I feel like when you go to work, I try to leave everything at home. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff. And I try to bring a smiling face because you want to be enthusiastic and you want people to come to your job and be happy and stuff. So yeah, I just feel like that too. Like some of the workers that work there, they're just very like sour about being there.
I'm sure part of it is like working conditions, pay, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of it starts at the top. Like I remember the first time we went to the like an amusement park after the pandemic, right? So everyone's sort of like is kind of back to work. We went to Disney and then we did Universal Studios. Disney, I feel like
Okay.
everyone puts on a happy face. I don't know. I just feel like the mouse knows if you're not doing your best. So I just feel like it was almost more of like a Stockholm syndrome with those workers. But Universal, my God, they were so mean.
Oh shit.
It honestly almost felt like going to that restaurant where you pay them to like berate you. Like
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that.
I
Yep.
was like literally, I was like, they're like 2 seconds from spitting on me as I get on like the Jurassic Park raft, you know?
Oh shit. Oh no.
Hi, Angel.
Hi.
Hi, we miss you.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite holiday horror films? Get in on the action, Angel.
I know. I'm bringing some more. I know. I'm trying to think of some others while we've been talking too. I'm like
Well, what
trying.
are some of like maybe even not horror related, right? What are just some of your go-to holiday,
Okay.
Christmas, New Year movies, right?
Well, this one's it's a little cross between horror and Christmas, which is a Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a great one to talk about because we love Jack Skellington and Sally and
Yeah.
everything. It's probably one of what is it? Like in terms of music and like just singing and everything, it's got such a fun soundtrack and everything. So like, what's this? What's this? Like that's one of my
I
favorite
love
songs.
What's This. And
Yeah,
I am that guy. I do enjoy the Fall Out Boy version of What's This. I will admit it.
yeah, yeah.
That whole cover and like or like the Manson cover. Um
Which one did he do? Oh, he did
oh, This Is
This Is
Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah, This Is Halloween. Yep.
Yeah. Um yeah, those are actually some very good versions. But yeah, no, that movie is just like just ages like fine wine. Like it just, I can never get tired of that. And I always find like little things to like appreciate. I think even more as I get older. Like
Yeah.
I hated him as a kid. As an adult, I love the mayor. this like
Yeah.
this mayor with like anxiety that like just flips back and forth. I'm like hysterical, also can relate.
Yeah. Yeah. And like he's just like when Jack's gone, like he's so sad and so stressed out. Like he just has no idea what to do. Like
The mayor needs a mood stabilizer. That's what he needs. I wish I could give him therapy. But also Zero. I love Zero.
definitely. Yeah. Zero's cute as hell.
Mm. Family Stone, great. The Grinch.
Nice.
Last Christmas. Home Alone 1, 2, Bad Moms Christmas. Bad Moms is very underrated. I love those movies.
I think I just showed my mom last year.
Oh wait, sorry, you cut out a little bit. Bad Moms?
Yeah, I showed my mom that last year actually. Bad Mom's Christmas.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, that is very well. I mean, like those actors that they get. I'm a big fan of my God, Agatha. Oh my God, what's her name? I'm totally blanking.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Cody's gonna tell me, I'm sure. But
she's done SNL too, right? She's done SNL too, yeah.
did she show up? Oh, Catherine Hahn.
Yeah.
Catherine Hahn is just really, just truly. There we go. Thank you, Jesse, Jeff. But yeah, Catherine Hahn. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Jeff. Listen. I knew. I knew the gays got me. You got me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Killing zombies, but wanted to say hi. Oh, yeah, Angel's getting back into Left 4 Dead. We played a little bit last night. And funny enough, Angel, you will be proud of me. I played a little bit during my lunch break. I was like, let me get back into, just getting used. I play with my mouse and keyboard, though. I was like, I realized my controller was like being a little funky. So I'm like,
Okay.
but yes. The Catherine Hahn train. Thank you. It's funny how she went from Kate Hudson's bestie, how lose guy in 10 days to his. Yeah, right. I mean, glow up and like people like, but she was also on Transparent, right? She was on that show, I think, on Amazon.
I don't think I actually have Amazon. Yeah,
Oh
I don't
yeah.
think
She played a rabbi, I think,
Oh
on
really?
Transparent. Yeah, with Jeffrey Tambor played like a trans mom or transparent,
That's
hence
cool.
the name of the show.
That's cool.
Uh, yeah. I mean Jeffrey Tambor, he's got some problems there, but yeah. But speaking of him, though, definitely the Grinch, right? I mean, I think, we didn't even
Yeah.
bring up the 2000s Grinch. Yeah, we have to talk about the mean one, but like that's for me and my husband, that's our go-to. I think we watched it we got home a little early on Thanksgiving, and that was the first Christmas movie we watched this year. It usually is the first Christmas movie we will watch.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
everyone has like a funny like or a different like. Well, do you have a favorite line from the movie? I'm actually curious. Are you into that one?
That I do like that one, but it's like in terms of Grinch movies, I've found myself returning to. I know people would probably be like, "This is blasphemy," but I return to like the Benedict Cumberbatch version more. The one, the one that he did, and with the animated one, and he did the voice.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I kind of did it sort of like I did. I mean, as a joke, I was like hashtag not my Grinch, but like, was
Yeah.
it good? Was it actually really good?
I like that one because it's just I don't know what's about it. It's like the Grinch is just different. Like the way that Benedict played it, the way it was written, the way his relationship is with Max, the dog. Like it's just that one is my go-to. I think it's mainly because of the
Really?
relationship between him and Max. Yeah, it's so
You're
good.
you're the first person I've ever heard like give it like praise like that. But I respect your opinion. So like, you might actually be making me curious to see it.
It's got
Um,
a lot of fun stuff, and I like the fact that it does modern things that I usually would find annoying, but they find a way to make them wholesome and cute in this movie. So, like, usually when they try to modernize things or bring in stuff that's like, oh, this is a modern joke into something that's a story from back in the day, I'm like, don't do that. I think it works in
mm,
this movie.
Cody thought the animated Grinch was decent. He's more like Squidward. Is he kind of like like frumpy, sort of like oh no,
I
I'm
think
just
it may be
picturing
just the voice, like the
Squidward being
voice.
like, "Oh, Max, Max, help me! I'm feeling." Yes, that's a great line. Um, yeah, well, I think Dan's cousin's favorite line, and now I'm actually appreciating it more. It's like it was like the narrator. I think Anthony Hopkins goes like he laughed in his throat or something, and then the Grinch Jim Carrey just goes, "Oh," and like he's just like got like there's like this really deep little laugh. Um, I love what do I say? I don't know if it's my favorite line, but I will throughout the year, regardless of it being Christmas, we'll just go to my husband and be like, "Holiday who be whatty." Because
Nice.
he's like she invites him to like the Cheermeister or whatever holiday Cheermeister, and he's like
Yeah.
holiday who be whatty, and I'll just say that, and then it annoys the hell out of him, but I get pleasure out of annoying him with that line.
Nice.
Are you two still living? Yes, yes. His old biddies, as they call them.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Oh my god, they have. There are some jokes. Speaking of those two women, there are some jokes that they sneak into this Grinch movie that I am shocked that they
Oh,
allow them
yeah.
to do. Right? Like for one, that they have a bowl of sex keys in their party, like the
Yeah.
'70s little key bowl, where it's like whoever you take, you go home with. I'm like, okay.
I know there's like so many underlying jokes that's like, yeah, if you're not like really smart with pop culture, you're not like gonna,
Mhm.
adult, like you're not gonna catch those references.
Oh, another really funny line is when the Grinch actually arrives at their doorstep and they're showing all the other babies getting there, and he's like, "Honey, the baby's here. He looks like your boss."
Yeah. Damn, like that's what
Yes.
I mean. There's so much. And then
Oh man.
that's one thing I wanted to say too is what's her name? I loved her character in it. The one that he ends up like falling in love with, the one that he had an infatuation with as a
Oh,
kid.
Christine
And he,
Baranski,
yeah, and he like
Martha
shaved for
May.
her. Yeah, she's great.
Oh, my husband is obsessed with Christine Baranski. If
Really?
she's ever on Cameo, I will have to pay whatever the $1,000 or whatever she's going to charge to get him a video. He's like, I just want to pay her to like throw a glass of wine in my face. Like, but yeah, Betty, hi, and then she's like shooting the.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh man, there was a Grinch game for the Game Boy. Did you ever play this, Norn?
Oh, no, I don't remember that. No. Damn. That's great. And I was a Game Boy. I was an avid Game Boy player too, because
Yeah.
I'm more of a handheld player than game systems. I was more of a handheld guy.
Oh, I love the Game Boy, and then the Advance and the SP, and I would I every upgrade, I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
And now that I was bummed when they discontinued the DS. I was like, man, like I like my consoles, but like I need my Pokemon on the go, and I don't mean Pokemon Go. I don't want to play on my phone.
Oh no, yeah. Yeah, I love the Pokemon games. Yeah, I think I still have Ruby Red, I think, in my DS by my desk over there.
Oh, I mean, like I don't know, is it here? I still have it, I think. Is it here? Oh, I can't find it. Nope, can't find it. I have my DS case. It's just like all Pokemon's related. It's got like, I mean, I'll play the new ones on the Switch. I do, but like, just there's nothing like putting a link cable in with your friends and
Yeah.
trading. I miss those days. But now we start to sound like our parents, right?
Oh yeah. Well,
Back in my day.
Yeah, that's one thing I always talk about. Is laugh out loud. Funny is that kids nowadays, they have no idea what it's like, and it's true. Like, we used to go out, and like my mom would just be like, "Don't come home until it's dark," and that's like literally what we did. Like, we would go out and we'd get into whatever, and then come home at dinner time.
Uh, right. Like like we had video games and stuff, but like we still kind of like wandered the street. I remember like playing Manhunt at night. Do you ever do that with your
Yeah,
friends?
yeah,
Like with a flashlight, because you didn't have a phone with a flashlight, right? So you needed to like
yeah,
go like raid your parents' closet for like a flashlight, find a D battery, so you can
yeah.
like, man. But think of other holiday. Oh, she is an awful person in Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Sarah Michelle. I know, like that cast. I love what's her line like. "Oh, we're not racist." Was it her that said it or the husband that said it? But we're not racist. We donated to Colin Powell or something. Like there's some great lines in that movie. Oh man.
But
But
do you have any
what about some
plans for
other?
next year? Oh, what were you gonna say, Steve?
What about some holiday classics outside of Halloween?
Oh, let's see. One for me that I like is The Night Before with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth
Oh, that
Rogen,
was
and
fun. Yeah.
that's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Joseph, Seth Rogen, right? You said.
Yeah.
Wasn't Kate McKinnon in that?
Oh no, I don't know. No, it was oh my God, what was her name? There's this one girl in it, and she's from a TV show on Comedy Central, and like she was really funny. I think,
Okay.
yeah, I don't think Kate McKinnon was in there. I don't think so.
Kate
I'll have to
McKinnon was
watch.
in something like that was sort of like an office Christmas party. No, but yeah, maybe not then. Maybe because it was. I remember something starting in an office. There was something with her in it. Don't give me the yeah. That was the line. She's great. Yeah, The Night Before was fun. I think I only saw it once, so it's definitely probably something I should revisit.
Yeah,
I'm starting to get like itchy and like
yeah,
have like Santa hat hair. What is this part here? Now you just see like this line on my scalp. What in the hell?
yeah. People always. It's kind of funny because people always tell me like it's unnatural to see me without a hat because I wear hats a lot. I wear beanies.
Yeah,
Always. That's why I tell people like if I ever do start losing my hair and it happens, it's like not even gonna be a big deal to me because I wear hats like 24/7.
but were you were always that kid with the hat on?
Oh yeah, I was always actually the first thing that kind of sparked it for me, which is kind of funny, was Smokey from Friday. Like
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
I discovered that movie at such an age that it was like where you rewatch the movie over and over, like had the VHS and it was just like, well, let's watch it again. Well, let's watch it tomorrow. We got home from school, let's watch it again. Like
Back when you could like wear out your movie by watching it too much.
yeah.
Angels circling back. Yep, Krampus,
Yeah,
Gremlins, Black Christmas, right? And then
nice.
Polar Express. Yeah, you were saying you were watching that with your son. Yes. And then the Grinch animated. Oh, okay. So which animated one? Because Norin shocked me by really liking the new one. Do you like the
Yeah,
new one? Or are you talking about the OG one?
I would love to hear Angel's thoughts on that. Yeah, because that's for me. Like, I've never been a big fan of the OG one. Never. It's
No,
not even a film that I think about to watch for Christmas. Like, I
I
go
don't like
Christmas
the
is
original
expensive.
either. I will watch the claymation ones though. Like I love The Year Without a Santa Claus with Heatmeister and
Yeah,
Snow Miser, Heat Miser. I mean, those queens. Snow Miser, yeah.
yeah,
Very, but yeah, very fun. Kate McKinnon was in Office Christmas Party. Yeah, that's that movie.
yes, okay.
The gay Hallmark Christmas rom com, Jonathan Bennett. Yeah, The Holiday Sitter became one of my. Oh, it was called The Holiday. Yeah, okay. I haven't watched it. I do like Jonathan Bennett. I also just love that he's writing the Mean Girls joke like into the sunset for the most for like the rest of his career. Every whatever October 3rd is that mean? I forget Mean Girls Day. Don't crucify me, guys. But um, yeah, yeah, he rides that character. The new one. Okay, so she agrees with you.
Nice,
He's so
sweet.
kind to. Oh, you love it because he's kind to Max. That's exactly what Norin said.
Yeah, it's that buddy thing, and like they're just so fun to see on screen. Like it really is. Like, and it's a lot of fun. There might be not as big emotional moments with some of the hitting moments, you know what I mean, like the other Grinch movies, but I think just the relationship between him and Max is really fun.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch it now because I am a dog person, and I always do feel bad for Max in the other movies.
Yeah.
We're not trying to disrespect the OG Grinch, I swear. But yeah, but 2000 is my favorite. The Cumberbatch one might
Yeah.
change. We'll see. But no, yeah, no shade to the OG. It's just it doesn't capture your heart. It doesn't capture your heart. What can you do? Um, yeah, no, but yeah. I think the Grinch story is just kind of your quintessential, right? Like holiday redemption, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's out. So it's streaming. Okay.
Nice.
Um, it's probably Peacock. I don't think it's Paramount. I'm trying to think of who
I
owns
think
it.
it's Peacock, yeah.
I think it's a Universal property, so it would be Peacock. I try to be really good at knowing what owns what, because you sort of have to be to know where it would be
Yeah,
streaming,
for
right? If you got to find something, you're just like, okay, you got to reverse engineer. I'm like, okay, if I know this studio put it out, then it's probably on this one. Oh, you know what,
yeah.
Norrin, actually, what I wanted to ask you, because I couldn't think of one, because I know you recently just watched, and I'm still so impressed by it. You watched all of the Scooby Doo series, and you did the
Yeah, I
rank
watched every episode. That was
every
crazy.
episode. Did Scooby Doo have holiday episodes?
They have episodes that are not like Christmas themed, like centered ones, but they have ones where they like go skiing and they go like, snowboarding, or they go to like a snowy area, and then it has like kind of a glacier type monster or Jack Frosty type villain and stuff like that. So yeah, there's some episodes like that. Some of my favorite ones are the ones where it deals with like like there's one where Shaggy and Pup Named Scooby Doo, where Shaggy and Scooby like they go and they talk about Ruby, and you get to meet his sister, and his sister comes over and they go to the family dinner, and you get to meet his mom and his dad, Scooby's mom and dad, and they want to pass down like this really nice collar to him. That's like this collar that all the family gets, all the dogs, and he's the firstborn son, but he doesn't like his
Yeah.
collar. It's hilarious. That's a really good one.
So I added because of your, and I just want to say, like, this is again why I take your any recommendation that you have, Norton, so serious. I was like, I added a bunch of the Scooby Doo's. I think I added, except for the original, because I was like, I had seen a bunch of those episodes already.
Yeah,
Um, but a lot of the ones I hadn't seen, I added to like my TV tracker. I use like an app where I like track like all like episodes and everything.
yeah,
I think I added Mystery Incorporated. That was one of the ones I was always kind of curious about.
yeah.
I think I added Pup. I added, yeah, Mystery Incorporated, Pup Named Scooby Doo, 13 Ghosts. I didn't know about 13 Ghosts. And when you described it, that sounded so cool.
Yeah, if you definitely the fact that they got Vincent Price to be in that show is fantastic. I love it.
And then they had a wrap up movie like years later. I'm like, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Be Cool Scooby Doo. I added that one to my list too.
That
So
one,
yeah,
I think. Oh, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that one because that's one that was, I think, a sleeper hit. And I did that Be Cool Scooby Doo review for that one, and one of the writers from that show actually commented on my video and was
oh
like, "Yeah," he wrote, he was all, "Thank you so much." He's like, "When we did that show, nobody was liking it, nobody thought it was good, you know." And like he said, they got so much hate for it, and then now it's kind of like people are warming up to it. And I was like, "Thank you
yeah,
for letting to see my video."
that's really sweet. So
Yeah,
like, so clearly, what you're doing is really mattering, right? If the fact the writer, like, that because a lot of people, I think those like harsh critiques really like they hurt for a lot of for a lot of creators, and like, like people put their like heart and like soul into like what they do, and like, just because it may not be like your flavor of Scooby Doo doesn't mean it's not a good Scooby Doo, right?
yeah,
So it's oh, that warms my heart, which is great for the holiday episode, right? We're all about
yeah.
warming our hearts. Oh man, I gotta catch up on some comments. Um, Angel Puka. I don't. Oh, you know what, Puka? I could picture like the cover, but that's another one I have not seen. That's Christmassy.
Yeah, I think that was a Christmas. That was on a. She told me that was on a. I think that's on a show, or it's a part of a show. I think, or something like that. It was like an episode.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh yeah, Die Hard. Long Kiss
Yeah,
Goodnight.
man, it's
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
Die Hard is fun. We will. That one we watched on Christmas Day. Um, Yeah, we usually we try to watch either right before Christmas or it's like one of those like it's Christmas Day night, everyone's winding down, let's throw in a movie. That tends to be one of them.
oh yeah, I love John McClane. That's like one of my favorite Bruce Willis characters.
Mhm. Puka was strange, interesting. Oh wait, was Puka? Um. Oh yeah, the Hulu because Angel mentioned the Hulu one. Yeah, Into the Dark.
Yeah, that's what it was on. Yeah, Into the
Right. Yeah,
Dark. Yeah,
it was one of the Into the Dark. Oh, those are yeah, those were all holidays themed movies. I forgot
Scooby
about Into the
Doo.
Dark. Yeah. Scooby Doo on Zombie Island is that I remember. So there were
Yeah,
like a handful of Scooby Doo films. They sort of hit me at that right age where I was like, we were in a video store. There was a new Scooby Doo movie on DVD. I was like, okay, let me just get it. So I remember Zombie Island. I remember Cyber Chase. I think was sort of one of the
yep, that was a
ones.
popular one. Yeah,
Yeah, like, there was just like a
the
handful sort
late,
of in that time span. I remember watching a lot.
oh yeah, the late '90s and early 2000s. There's like some really good hidden gems when the Scooby Doo movies of those ones. And then one of my favorites, they usually showed on Cartoon Network a lot, was the one with Scooby and Shaggy and Scrappy when they go to the ghoul school with the girls at the volleyball team, and they have to
Oh yeah.
train the girls to go against the boys. That was a really fun one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I need to get back into Scooby. I sort of I liked where they were going with Velma. I know Velma got a lot of hate. Um, I like the idea of it. I think
I'm
I kind of
hoping
want to
they
give it
can,
another chance, which is I think
yeah,
something that you said. You sort of want to give it a second chance just to see.
yeah, because I know their season two got greenlit and it's coming, and I want to see if the writers can really kind of tighten up what they want to do. Because I think like you said, they had great ideas and great premises and stuff, but they
Mhm.
didn't necessarily know where to take it. And I'm hoping
Yeah,
that in the
taking the
second season,
landing,
yeah,
follow through. A lot of times first seasons just don't hit, and by the luck of the draw, they get a second season and they improve. I mean, look at Buffy season one. Season one, not that great. Has some gems, right? But overall, but then season two is really like, okay, like this show is we're off to the races. So you never know. I think by today's standards, Buffy season one had it come out right now, I guarantee you that show would not have gotten picked up. But it got
oh snap.
lucky. I love it, but I just think like it's very hard to keep a show going now, right? I
Yeah,
mean, look at Netflix axes like things like crazy, right?
yeah. Basically, the only mainstays are Stranger Things and Cobra Kai. Those are like the only
Right,
mainstays.
right. Things get axed very easily now. All the creatures are stirring. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one we brought that one up. Yeah, she loves that one.
Yeah, everything into the dark. Yep.
I need to renew my Hulu thing. I think that's the one I'm missing. Like, well, I am Prime, but I'm considering now that I've got so much physical media. I think I'm close to like 800 now
Well,
movies.
thank you,
But,
Angel. Bye bye. Sorry, not to interrupt you, Norin, but she was happy to
uh,
see your face.
thank you, Angel.
No, but go ahead.
Oh, that I'm thinking about just canceling the streaming now and being comfortable with it. I'm really just waiting for Stranger Things the next season to drop so I could end Netflix.
I mean, the great thing is you're not really in contract, right?
Yeah.
When you have a subscriber, like we get Disney Plus because of our Verizon account. But then
Okay.
therefore we also get Hulu. But then now I know those two are going to get combined soon. But we cut cable. We use YouTube TV.
Oh,
And
nice.
what we do now is like if I know a show is coming out, I'll get that thing for like 2 months and then cancel it.
Nice.
You
That's
know,
a
so like
smart idea.
Yellow Jackets is on Showtime, so I'll get Showtime for like 2 months. When the season is over, I'll cancel it. Right. So it's sort of like you have to kind of be a little. Because I wanted to get back to Jeff's. You're partial to the OG Scooby shows.
Yeah.
Classic. I mean, that's like the vibe, right? Oh, there was a Christmas one. They shelved it.
Oh, wow. See, okay, so that's crazy to know that. That's what's funny is when I was diving into the Scooby Doo stuff to know that like so much stuff kind of went going on behind the scenes, you know what I mean, with Hanna-Barbera Company and the money, and then when everybody kind of started passing away, and then how they kind of sold off the rights to other people and Warner Brothers, and yeah, it's kind of wild what happened to some of the Scooby Doo stuff, and a lot of it too is why we had such a big gap between a pup named Scooby Doo and Scooby Doo. Like they did I forgot what it was. What's New Scooby Doo? There's like a 11-year gap between those two shows.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Is that when did the movies come out during the TV show gap? Because when did the first
Yeah.
movie? Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so during the gap, yeah, because Pup Named Scooby Doo stopped in '91, and then a lot of the Scooby Doo movies came out in the late '90s and early 2000s, and then we got What's New Scooby Doo in 2002.
Gotcha. When did the live action movie come out? It was like early
I
2000s,
think
right?
I think that was 2004. Yeah, it was like I think it was 2004 when that movie
Mhm.
came out. That first one.
I remember, man. Yeah, Into the Dark. Yeah, there's some. I haven't seen all of them, but there are some really good ones. I forgot who it was recommended the school spirity one. It was like there was like a slasher in the school. It was kind of like the mascot.
Oh, that's cool.
I forget what it was. It was like, yeah, I forgot what it was. It was a cool one. Favorite Christmas TV episode from a series. Oh gosh, that's hard. Um,
I'd have to really think about that. Oh wow.
Now I'm trying to think of all the shows I like, if they had the holiday episodes or not. Like, I mean, obviously, like you think of like Roseanne was known for like their Halloween episodes, right? And like I'm thinking
Yeah.
like Boy Meets World had like I'm always going to like the Halloween episodes. I always forget about the Christmas episodes, right?
Me
Like Boy
too.
Meets World had that really fun like slasher, like with Jennifer Love Hewitt was in that episode. Like I always think of that
Oh,
being like like I never think of like Christmas. Um,
or even like for me, like I watch Bob's Burgers a lot, and they do a lot of Thanksgiving episodes because Bob cooks and is a
yes,
the chef. They do a lot of funny Thanksgiving episodes on Bob's Burgers.
yeah, Bob's was great for like a Halloween episode, Thanksgiving episode. Don't remember if they do Christmas. They have done Christmas episodes, but I don't know if they do Christmas episodes every year.
Yeah, I don't think they do them every year, but there have been one. Like there was one I think when he had to go get the sister and bring her to the Christmas dinner, and he had to drag her like through the snow, like physically like pull her through the snow, like or something like that, and they lose her
Or a
cat. Cat
male.
goes missing. Yeah.
My cat was right about you. Oh my god, so yeah, I don't want to piggyback off because I feel like that's cheating, but like Bob's does great holiday episodes.
They definitely do, yeah.
Iconic Christmas episode of Lizzie McGuire with Aaron Carter. I don't
Oh,
remember
wow.
that. I mean, I remember I watched Lizzie McGuire. I don't remember the Aaron Carter episode.
I
You gotta
vaguely
jog my
remember,
memory.
I don't know if this is like a dream, but I vaguely remember like there might have been a Christmas episode on the original Power Rangers show, like Power Rangers
Yes.
back.
Dreaming of a White Ranger.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to remember though. Yes, there was like a saving. Yeah, yes, because they had to like save Christmas. Like Santa wasn't. It was all weird. So weird.
Yeah. But they had Christmas decorations, I think, even in their like their
Yeah,
place and everything. Yeah.
showing some Lizzie McGuire love. Aaron Carter crush unlocked during that time. Yeah. My gosh. When did he pass? He passed away when? When did he? Was it this year?
I think it was last year. I'm not sure. It was
Yeah,
recent though.
it was recent though. Ugh. Not to bring up something sad, but like it was just like that's one that just totally blows my mind that he's gone. Just because he's so young and it's like our generation, and I'm like this is like I don't know, but trying
I
to think
think
of
it's
other.
oh, what
Yeah.
was it?
I'll have to think. Sorry, Cody. I wish I could just kind of go right in and remember, but it's like,
I'm
yeah,
trying to think.
no, I'm coming up blank.
Did Supernatural ever do? I think Supernatural did a couple Christmas episodes. So
Yeah. Supernatural, I think did. It was last year because it was when the group was promoting their Christmas album. Oh, okay. Oh wow. Yeah, horrible timing. Any timing would be horrible, but still. Yeah, Supernatural definitely did holiday episodes. I just wanted to ask, yeah, but with Scooby Doo, I don't remember. Yeah, what you said. Like, unfortunately, that one got shelved. Um, I don't
I think,
know.
hmm, yeah, like I said, I always recall the Halloween ones more. And even when I think of Spin City was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid growing up. I don't know why I love Michael J. Fox so much that they had a really funny Thanksgiving episode. Like, but I don't remember the Christmas one.
And I'm sure it's there. Like that's the thing is like a lot of the classic shows. I have to rewatch to really sort of jog my brain for some, especially the sitcoms, right? Like Friends had some great holiday episodes.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, that's one that I've never actually dived into because like it's funny. I've kind of tainted Friends, I think, just because there's somebody that I used to know that was like their favorite show, and then we kind of had this falling out thing, and now I'm just like I kind of stay away from Friends.
Oh, yeah. It's when you have those kind of associations, right?
Yeah.
Oh, White Christmas from Black Mirror. Thank you, Jeff. Yes. That is a good one. Speaking of it, we were talking about John Hamm earlier.
Oh yeah, he's a good actor and he's a cutie too.
Love that John Hamm. And the Santa and Holiday Armadillo, right? I was going to say Friends. I was thinking about the armadillo. Yeah. And I'm sure like a lot of those other sitcoms definitely had them as well. But I'm trying to think of like my favorite dramas, and they necessarily didn't like Lost or Desperate Housewives. I don't remember them having.
Yeah.
But anywho, I'm sure it'll come back to me. But yeah, any sort of I know we talked so at the beginning of the show. We kind of talked any holiday traditions that you like. Not just movies, but like things that you like need to do this time of year.
So one thing for sure is like, well, our dinner tradition is always pretty much the same. We always do Italian, so we always
Hmm.
do lasagna and meatballs, and then we always do an Alfredo sauce as well. So we do a red sauce with meatballs and lasagna, and then we also do like a chicken Alfredo dish as well. And then we
Nice.
have chocolate eclairs and stuff. So our dinner tradition is pretty much always the same. You know what I mean? And then what's something else I love to do? I'm trying to think. I love to drive around and look at the lights the night before.
Mhm.
Like the night before Christmas Eve. I love to drive around and take the kids and we look at the neighborhood and look at all the lights and stuff and
Oh, that's
take my
nice.
photo in the car with you and stuff.
Do you guys do, or do you have it in your neighborhoods or near you, those like drive-through light shows?
Oh, there's one, yeah, in the city near me. They have one that where they do that, yeah, where you can drive in the car. It's the City of Lights, they call it over here.
Okay, yeah, we had one on Long Island growing up, and then there's one in Westchester where I am. Um, they're fun, and then you can tune the radio into a station. They usually play
Yeah,
along.
yep. And it matches the music. Yeah, I remember that was so cool. I was like, damn, that's trippy how they were able to do that. Because like I do my decorations, but I haven't gotten into the whole like merging it with the computer and the laptop and timing it to light up with this or go like do that. I just kind of do the old school kind of decorating.
Yeah, yeah. We kind of copped out this year with the decorating. We, because my son's only a year and a half, so he doesn't give a shit yet. So I strung up some lights around like on our little. We don't really have much of a patio. It's really just more like a step and like whatever 5 feet to the door. Not even 5 feet. But we have sort of like a metal like awning or not awning, like one of those little
Yeah.
metal
Like a stoop.
handrails.
That's what my mom used to call it, a stoop. That's what she used to call it because she grew
Yeah,
up
like
in
a
Queens.
stoop. But then there's the metal railing that sort of goes up to the roof and then kind of goes around.
Yeah.
So I just wrap some lights around that. So it's this cute little outline. And then obviously the tree and some things inside. I know this thing's got like a Christmas setting, but I wasn't gonna start messing with it, for the live, and then it's a mess.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, but the eclairs, I haven't had a good eclair in a long time.
oh yeah, I love chocolate eclairs. Yeah, they're good. Or like cream puffs too. Cream puffs are really good too.
My favorite pastry, Italian pastry, is a Napoleon. So
Oh
you
yeah.
ever had those?
Yeah, my mom loves those. Yeah, because my mom, she's from Queens, New York, so she a lot of the stuff that she talks about and like the dishes and the
Mhm.
desserts. Yeah,
Yeah, the Napoleons are my must-have. Absolutely. And and like a bear claw or like a lobster tail. Those are like my favorite sort of pastries.
or have you heard of I heard this is from New York now, and like you can get them shipped out, but they have how they typically do the turducken where they stuff a duck inside of a turkey.
Yeah, yeah.
They have a thing now where it's like I think it's called a kapai or a pie. It's a pie stuffed into a cake, and apparently you can get them ordered and shipped out from New York. Somebody told me, so I was like, I have to try that.
Bakery does this. I'm sure it's good, but like that's a lot. Oh man.
Yeah, pie
Just
shoved
talking
into a
about it,
cake.
like I feel like I'm cheating on my diet. That's good. That sounds good though. I guess you have to have like a good combination of pie and cake, right? Like,
Yeah, and like what kind of flavors you want to play with, like so they balance each other out.
yeah, I feel like you want to do like if you're gonna do like a chocolate cake, you want to do like a berry pie, like some kind of
Yeah.
like a strawberry pie with a chocolate cake, right? Might be really good. Or you do
I'd
like
probably go like maybe some butter pecan, but then I'm like, what kind of cake would I stuff that in?
something plain, right? You don't want to like over. You want to make sure you pick flavors that like don't overpower each other or try to like compete, right?
Yeah.
So butter pecan, I feel like that flavor is like the star of the show. This is turning into a cooking channel, by the way. Apparently, so like a butter pecan flavor, I feel like that's like the star of the show, right? So you want to probably have like a neutral cake for that.
Just a white cake, yeah, just like a
Yeah, like a white
traditional.
yellow cake kind of, or maybe even marble. Maybe if you really want to have a little bit of chocolate, you could do like a marble cake. Um, that's my sort of guess. Any of you fans of affogatos? Yeah, that's ice cream with espresso, right?
Oh wow, nice! I've never
Right?
tried it.
If that is like an espresso affogato on like over ice cream. Does that? Yeah, let me know if that's what you're talking about because I think that is that I like. Like affogato in Italian, I think it's like just means shot on top or like on top, right? So,
Okay.
um, like if you order like a macchiato from like Starbucks or something, yeah. So some people will just get like iced latte affogato, and it means you're just like kind of getting a macchiato, or it's just like shots on top.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
and liquor if you're gonna make it adult. That does sound really good. Yeah, like an amaretto would probably be really good, or like a frangelico. I'm obviously going in all the Italian stuff, but like there's other things you could do too. I'm not. I feel like I'm a living meme. If you ever see like the Lady Gaga memes or gifs, she's like, "I'm Italian." That's like her thing. She's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I'm Italian. as an Italian, and I feel like sometimes I'm that person. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh, and that kind of brought up one other tradition I have too. I just thought of it as like during the week of Christmas, as a family, we have to sit down and watch Goodfellas. I
Oh
freaking
my
love
gosh.
Goodfellas. I know it's not, well, there's Christmas elements in it because there's a Christmas part in it. They go through a bunch of holidays in that movie, but Goodfellas is just so good. And we lost Ray Liotta recently too, and Paul Sorvino. So it's just watching that movie.
Yeah.
It makes me a little teary eyed now because I'm like, "Ah, all my legends are gone, you know?
Yeah, it's hard. That is hard, right? And I said, like, then we start to sound like our parents and our grandparents, right? Because then as we get older, we talk about, man, back in my day, we had this legendary actor, right? Ray Liotta. And then we're just gonna tell these stories. We're gonna be that old guy sitting in front of a fire on Christmas,
Yeah,
being like, man, Christmas is a go, right?
yeah,
But yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah, traditions are so great. I mean, again, talk about like that warm feeling. I mean, obviously, life happens. Traditions sort of look a little different, maybe from year to year, but like, we find those little things that we can do, right, to kind of keep that through line. Is nice. Whether it's and for us, it's horror movies, right? I
yeah.
saw on the news people complaining about holiday horror again. I feel like every time a new holiday horror movie comes out, they're like, they're coming for the holiday season. I'm like, come on, come on.
Yeah.
It's
So you gotta let us have fun too. You gotta let us have fun too. The horror community.
yeah, right. Um, I mean, even in like, what's the song? I think it's the Christmas song or whatever is always chestnuts roasting on an open fire, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't it talk about telling ghost stories on Christmas?
I don't know if it does. I can't remember, but yeah, I don't know if I can't. I'll have to listen to that one again.
I mean, like, I think horror and Christmas go hand in hand from way back for as long as like Christmas has been a thing, right? I mean, look at a Christmas Carol. That's a ghost story.
That's true.
Those weren't angels; those were ghosts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, It's a Wonderful Life. I think that might have been an angel, right? I think that was an angel. But Christmas Carol, that's a classic. That's a ghost story. I'm gonna claim that one for the horror fans.
Yeah, that's one
Um,
I've always liked watching too. And there's a lot of good different versions of that one. Like the animated one's good. They have the old school one with George C. Scott. That's a
mhm.
great version as well. And then they did one recently, I think, with Guy Pearce on FX, but that was a much more serious tone. Like that one was, they did some things in that one, but I was like, I still gave them props for it because I was like, it was very serious in tone and brave that they did some of the subject matter they did.
I still gotta watch it. I have not. You know what my favorite version is? Is the Muppets.
Nice. I have to return to that one. It's been, I think, a few years since I've seen that one. I'm gonna have to watch that one again.
I am a. Do I have her? I am a Muppet like sycophant. I am. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. She is my favorite Muppet. Things are falling because I'm going for Janice, but
No,
she
that's
is 100% underrated. Janice is the best. All of Electric Mayhem is the best. I'm so pissed that show got canceled on Disney Plus. But anyway, that's besides the point. Um, James, what are you doing with your life? You got to see the Muppets Christmas Carol. It's probably on Disney Plus. I mean, I think that it's just,
yeah, I think so.
oh man, it's so fun. Michael Caine is Scrooge. I mean, like the best. It's so good. And like it's like, oh my god, who narrates it? It's Gonzo. I think Gonzo narrates it. Scooter's
Nice.
involved. There's all the typical players. Um. Okay. I mean, Muppet Babies is good. It's good,
That was good. That was good. Yeah.
but you're not getting like the real meat of the humor of the Muppets. You know what I mean? Like the Muppets. I mean, my girl Janice talks about skinny dipping at the beach in one of the movies. All right, you're getting some like well written, good jokes. Well, I'm aware of the characters. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched a Muppet Project.
Oh wow.
Got it, Jeff. Guys. It is like classic humor. I mean, like the Muppets is like, I mean, it's sort of steeped in like vaudeville, like that old humor, you know?
That's true.
I mean, Fozzie, Waka Waka. It's very like, it is hammy, a lot of the old stuff, and it doesn't translate for some of the young kids. They try, and it works, I think. But like, I mean, 90s kids, I mean, I don't know. Like, we weren't exactly growing up on vaudeville either, but like, a lot of us loved it. I loved them. Texas Chainsaw movie, but with the Muppets on a road trip, getting stuck at the store. Yes. I tell you, the Muppets are they're honestly, the Muppets are Deadpool for kids because they are so self-referential. Like, and I think Disney is starting to tap into that a little bit because they did, I mean, they've done Christmas Carol, but they've also done Treasure Island. They've done, most recently, they did The Haunted Mansion on Disney Plus. They just sort of did their own little version of it. Like you can pretty much just take the Muppets and do a version of something with them, and it just works. Miss Piggy could take Leatherface. James, Miss Piggy would be Leatherface. Are you kidding me? I think she would be the villain. Yeah, so much fun. So any other traditions, recommendations for the holidays? We're at the 2-hour mark. I think we might start wrapping up.
All right. I don't know. I mean, as far as like recommendations, I would say for people out there, if they haven't given it a chance, It's a Wonderful Knife, I think, is worth the shot to watch, and definitely, that's definitely one that
I
both
agree.
Yeah, we both liked it. And then, like I said, all the sleeper hits that we talked about, Christmas Evil, or you can go OG classic and talk about Black Christmas and Gremlins. There's a lot to love and a lot to dive into. So, yeah, we've given a lot of different suggestions and a lot of loves. Like I said, Krampus, if you want some of that, or if you want anthology, go to All Creatures Are Stirring. If you want some anthology.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like you gave me like 6 recommendations, and like I said, I felt like such a crappy horror fan. But I appreciate it. But that's probably part of the reason why I knew you would be a good co-host for this. Like, I know Norin's gonna have some gems. Also, just, like, it just feels like we just had like a Muppets episode. Janice is just like chilling back here as like a main decoration. People just tune in later and be like so confused.
That's what's fun about doing the live streams too, is like you just get on these fun tangents, and then the comments like that people leave, it like really sparks something, and then you talk about something else. So it's always
Yeah.
really cool doing lives, because I like it because it's more relaxed. Like sometimes when I think about editing and doing a video, I'll think about it, and that actually makes me tired, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore now because I just thought about it.
I know the editing process is a pain. So much. I mean, that's why I like this. This is not an ad for StreamYard at all, but I like that we have like the videos at least to like. I can roll in a video, end with a video, and I don't have to necessarily cut that in later.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm like, I'm sure other programs do that too. But speaking of the comments, thank you everyone for watching. I mean, the chat was bumping today. Really, it really was a blast. Gonna have to do this for more holidays. But looking forward to the future. So just a little bit of like housekeeping. So Norin, you're gonna be on for an episode of Coffee Crypt, which is gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for anyone who didn't watch, we had a channel update go out this morning with Angel and I just talking about December. And so Angel takes the month of December off from filming. She's got some stuff already kind of in the can, ready to upload and all of that. But yeah, so there's going to be one episode of Coffee Crypt, the 2 of us, maybe 2. We'll see sort of as we get closer to the holidays. Yeah, so Norm will be back. And yeah, one last comment before another shout out for A Creature Was Stirring. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be VOD December 12th. So really 7 days from now.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I do love Scout. Like I said, my request for a cameo from her is still on the table. If y'all want to chip in. um, but in the meantime, where can everyone find you, Nor?
Oh, so for me, yeah, I have my social media links. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. Like I won't call it X, even though that's what it's called. X, formerly
Oh,
known as
Twitter.
Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And then NornRad89 is my YouTube channel and everything. That's where you can find me. And pretty much just doing physical media, rad movie reviews. But since we're coming to the end of the year now, it's going to be a lot of top 10 best of the year, top 10 worst of the year, and then I'm planning a live stream where I'm going to rank all the movies that I watched, but it's close to 60, so I don't know how long it's going to be. So we'll see how it goes.
Thank you so much. I love it though. You are like dedicated. I love
It's
it.
crazy. People always tell me, they're like, "How do you do that stuff?" And it's like you work, and then I got 3 kids too, and but it's because I got such a good support system at the house, and like my family's always down to help out, and my grandma
Yeah.
hanging with the kids and watching them while I'm live streaming or something.
Yeah, no, the support's is so important. It takes a village. That way you're able to get your self-care and do the things that you love, right? I mean, we don't do this as a job. We do this because we love it, right?
Yeah, this is like almost like not like therapy that's forced. This is like we love to do it because we love talking, and it's just so
Yeah,
therapeutic for us to release that and share our love with other people and then meet other people who love these things that we talk about.
absolutely. Yeah, it's community. Of course, Jeff. This really was a blast. When you do a live stream, you never know who's gonna pop on, and it becomes a really fun conversation. Like Norman was saying, you never know where the tangent's gonna take you.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you everyone for checking us out. Again, you can find Norin Rad 89. We have the Coffee Crypt coming up. I think Angel's got another episode of remakes coming out. I think maybe another found footage, maybe not. I don't remember. But there are things. More surprises. Oh, and then as a reminder, we are doing a giveaway of. Do I have it on me? Yes, I do.
Sleepaway Camp
We are
stuff.
doing a giveaway for Sleepaway Camp.
Wow, the best.
So because we hit 700 subscribers, which is amazing. We're a little bit over it now too, so even better. But yeah, you got to go to the channel update video. I will put a link somewhere. I can't do it on a live stream. I guess it's not like editing in a video, but
Oh,
a link somewhere. You got to go to the channel update video, comment. I forgot what we told you to comment, but you got to like it, subscribe, and comment on that video, and then you'll be entered to win the collector's edition of Sleepaway Camp. So, as a reminder, until next time, we will see you guys real soon.
bye, everybody.